Welcome back from break, everyone. We have our Studio 4 producer here, Alex, and you do everything. He's a jack of all trades, and look at him wearing the apron, by the way.
I'm getting pretty good at this, yeah. Today's kind of a special time. You know, I love the 4th of July holiday.
Yes.
It's my favorite holiday. And more than everything, I love a good brisket on the 4th of July.
Yum, I know. I'm so excited. When you think of the 4th of July, you think of brisket, hot dogs, hamburgers, all that fun stuff.
100%, 100%. So I'm going to go over a couple of things that I like to do with my brisket and the way I do it at home. And, I like a good flat on a brisket.
Okay.
So there's a couple different cuts you can pick. This is just a brisket flat. So it's a lot less fat. There's a lot less meat to work with. If you're only feeding, 3, 4, 5 people, this is perfect.
Okay.
A whole brisket, you can feed a family of 12 and still have extras. But with this, this is a little bit more low key for whenever you have a smaller party.
Sorry, where did you get the brisket?
I got this one from Eads Meat Market. They're you got to support local, and they're one of my favorite butcher shops in town.
Yeah, they're good. I had a couple friends in college work there. They like working there.
100%. I love it. Again, you support local, you get it local, and you help Amarillo.
Right. Yes.
And a couple of things that I like to do with any brisket, not just this, it's going to be the same with anything, is you're going to want to remove some of the fat.
Okay.
From the top, and here we go. You want flat cuts going against, to make sure you don't get any meat on there. You want to just remove some of the fat, some of the silver skin. No matter who butchers a brisket, there's going to be silver skin on there. No matter who butchers it, no matter what cut you get, there's going to be fat and silver skin. Now you want to avoid cutting as much meat as possible. I've already trimmed up some of the bit here. But you want to avoid cutting as much meat as possible, cutting only fat and only silver skin away. A good sharp knife will help you a lot here.
Yes, make sure your knives are sharp
100%.
when it comes to this.
Yeah. And as you can see here, this is the fatty side of the brisket. And you can see there's a thick layer of fat right there.
Yes.
It's all in here. So we're going to trim some of that away. And that's just going to help because, not everybody loves the fatty cuts of brisket. So this is going to make sure that anybody who comes to eat at your house is going to get a nice piece of meat, and they're going to have a nice time eating it as well.
Yeah, so, that'll be good. And you do want to leave just a little bit of fat, right? Just
a little bit of fat will get you through. You don't want to have too much, or else you'll have some bits that are a little bit too dry or a little bit, not as delicious. Now, personally, I do love a good fat cap on a brisket, but you can see here, we're taking away maybe 1/8 of an inch, and there's still plenty there. So don't be scared. And
just don't cut off the brisket.
100%. You want to avoid cutting as much meat as possible. Now, one of the biggest things, and this is something my grandpa taught me when I was young, and keep it in mind, if you do cut into the meat, don't be scared to put the fat right back on there if you see a spot that has anything that's too exposed. Now, I'm going to keep doing this. Oh, yeah, it just cooked right off. I'm going to keep doing this, and when we come back, I'll go ahead and show you my rub recipe, which is personal and very famous. And then how we use mustard to bind it all together. I'll go ahead and send it to break, and when we come back, we'll do that, okay?
Yes, sounds good. We'll see you back in a bit.
And we're back.
Yes, welcome back, everyone. And we're still here with our Studio 4 producer, Alex. He kind of cut off some of the fat during the last segment. And now we're just going to be using mustard to bind.
That's right. So this is kind of a controversial thing at some places. And some people say you don't need a binder. I like a binder on a brisket flat because there's a little bit less fat on the meat. It makes it a little bit easier for all of the seasoning to be stuck on here. Now I'm using mustard, and there's a lot of people who are going to say, I don't like the taste of mustard. I hate mustard. It's fine.
Yeah.
You're not going to taste it at all. I promise.
I agree with you because my dad also uses mustard, even whenever he makes ribs, and I'm just like, I can't really watch him do it because I don't like the smell of mustard. I don't like seeing mustard, but you can't even taste it.
You can't taste it at all. Now, you do make a mess, so I recommend you have a wet hand and a dry hand. Dry hand touches anything you don't want, meat juices or mustard on. Wet hand touches the meat and the mustard. Now, this is my personal rub. It's very easy. We got a graphic that has all the recipe on it. And it's literally 1 tablespoon chipotle powder, 1 tablespoon garlic powder, 2 tablespoons brown sugar, 2 tablespoons pepper, and 3 tablespoons of salt.
Okay.
Now, you want to make sure you have enough salt on here because that's what gives the flavor. A lot of people will keep it about the same for all 3 ingredients. And what ends up happening is your brisket is too sweet or it doesn't have enough flavoring. So don't be scared. Salt is your friend here.
Okay, yes.
Now you flip the brisket over, you give it another sprinkling, and then you rub it down. Again, wet hand, dry hand makes it so much easier. I'm not scared to touch anything with my left hand because it doesn't have any juices, anything like that on there.
Nice. And you said this is your grandfather's recipe?
Yeah, it kind of just passed down. We've tweaked it. I've added things. I take things away. Sometimes I use paprika. Sometimes I use white pepper. Sometimes I use kosher salt. It all kind of depends on what I have on hand. Don't be scared. This is all a guideline. It's perfect for experimenting.
Yeah.
It's perfect for doing your own thing. Now, before we go and before I let you off and I go home,
Yes.
we got to make sure that we tell everybody the rules of thumb for smoking.
Definitely,
Now,
yes.
this is about a 10-pound brisket. It's going to take about 6 to 9 hours in the smoker before you wrap it. Again, this is a rule of thumb. This isn't gospel. So be aware, the bigger the brisket, the longer it takes to cook, the more flavor you get.
And don't rush.
Do not rush. It's super important not to rush. Come join us again tomorrow. We'll show you what we can do after this brisket is cooked.
Bye.